April 30th, 2010, from the stylish high-tech underground studios of Ribbit Media in windy Warwick, Rhode Island, this is News Undies. For April 30th, 2010, this is News Undies, all the news that shouldn't be news. I'm Paul Torville with these headlines. Stephen's departure will make the Supreme Court Protestant-free. Fox News outraged at voter apathy. Bret Michaels expands already extensive collection of health problems. Microsoft sides with anybody but Apple in fight against Apple. Remaining Zune owner wants a Zune-based phone. Maybe. Noah's Ark. Hey gang, it's time for celebrity birthdays once again. I got my cake hat on, let's rock! For Saturday the 24th, Richard Donner and Shirley MacLaine. For Sunday the 25th, Meadowlark Lemon and Christopher Ting. For Monday the 26th, Ludwig Wittgenstein and Carol Burnett. For Tuesday the 27th, Ulysses S. Grant and Jack Klugman. For Wednesday the 28th, Mary McDonnell and Jessica Alba. For Thursday the 29th, Richard Klein and Kate Mulgrew. For Friday the 30th, Willie Nelson and Kirsten Dunst. That's celebrity birthdays. I'm Paul Torville and I'm done! We'll have stories in detail right after this.
I'm an atheist.
I'm an atheist.
I'm an atheist.
I'm an atheist.
I'm an atheist. I'm an atheist.
I'm an atheist.
I'm an atheist.
The official word is that U.S. Interior Secretary Ken Salazar has approved a wind farm to be built in Nantucket Sound off the Massachusetts coast. The late Senator Edward Kennedy, among others, is opposed to the Cape Wind project because it would obstruct the view of the oceanic horizon from where his grave isn't. The project would provide enough electrical power to supply 3/4 of Cape Cod without burning a lump of coal, a drop of oil, or a wisp of gas. Yeah, we can't have that. Massachusetts, with its odd mix of crunchy tree-hugging dirt worshippers and wealthy patrician elites, has somehow managed to find something universally beneficial which they can all irrationally oppose. Fox and Friends, the Fox News Channel's answer to major network morning stalwarts like Today and Good Morning America, despite no effort to the contrary, ends up being a weird, paranoiac, try-the-flavor-aid 700 Club version of the Great Space Coaster, but with the bright, enthusiastic youths Francine, Danny, and Roy being replaced with puritanically evangelical accusatory imbeciles Gretchen Carlson, Brian Kilmeade, and Steve Doocy. You know, that show. If you've watched more than 8 seconds of this intellectual train wreck, you know the show rarely makes any effort to mask its obviously right-wing pro-Christian bias. But this non-story really puts them in the "we're streaking" camp. Mickey McDougald, a business owner in Montgomery County, Texas, was robbed twice in 1 month, so he took action. He made a big sign that reads, "God forgives thieves," hopefully, in front of his business. That's the story. That's it. Fox and Friends host managed to turn this vacuous yawn fest into a 2.5-minute testimony to the universality of Christianity and the obviousness of God's forgiving nature. Peace and contentment to you, brother. Sandra Bullock. Poison frontman and reality TV star Bret Michaels has had an April to remember. On top of dealing with the various ups and downs of his career and personal life, in 2005, Michaels took on 2 new roles as a self-parody and a warning to others. Taking all that as read, the events of the last month almost seem like par for the course. Michaels suffered acute appendicitis earlier this month, requiring an emergency appendectomy. Late last week, while still recovering from that surgery, Michaels experienced an excruciating headache and was rushed to an undisclosed hospital. Doctors determined that he was suffering from a subarachnoid hemorrhage near the base of his brain. As if all that wasn't enough, now Michaels is suffering from hyponatremia, which can cause seizures. Just what you need when you're waiting for the blood vessels around your brain to heal. All in all, I think if I were him, I'd start peeling the giant crosses off my cowboy hats and replacing them with the rod of Asclepius. years, health advocates have been battling against fast food, and particularly the marketing of fatty, salty, sugary foods directly at children. Now the Santa Clara County Board of Supervisors has decided to take action. The board voted 3-2 in favor of an ordinance which, quote, prevents restaurants from preying on children's love of toys to sell high-calorie, unhealthful food, end quote. Can this really help? Here are Pig and Sheep with their thoughts.
Absolutely not. This is another example of the tax and spend socialist liberals with their big government agenda regulating businesses out of business. Let the market reign. Unless, of course, unbridled greed causes the market to collapse in on itself, then we'd like a big check from the nice government. Uh-huh.
He really is an imbecile, isn't he? Within certain limitations, ideally, businesses should be able to offer for sale anything they want, and if the market is interested, then the business succeeds. This is not an ideal world. The United States has become a weird parody of a free market, where common people are under constant psychological assault every waking minute of every day. All these businesses have three things in common. Each depends on the others to create a need in you for their services. Each of them is after a slice of your pie, and none of them gives a damn about you. Giving away a cheap branded toy with awful food is no better than giving away a box full of bullets with each case of beer.
That's what Pig and Sheep think. What are your thoughts? Email them to ovcomments@newsundies.com. And now, here's Moose Weintrab with the Sports Half Minute.
Weintrab Sports Half Minute. It's a whole half minute of sports. 30 seconds of sports. Who's a Weintrab Sports Half Minute?
Here's your Sports Half Minute. I'm Moose Weintrab. In England, they call it drafts. But in America, we call
Weintrab Sports Half Minute.
Thanks, Moose. Always a great report from Moose. Fox News has decided that a whack job outfit called the Parents Television Council might be onto something rational when it complains about the availability of what it calls pornographic apps for the iPhone. Among the apps PTC is complaining about are My Vibe. It turns on the vibrate function. That's porny. Love Positions Free. This is essentially a digital Kama Sutra. While we're at it, let's close the public library. Dirty Fingers Sexy Screen Wash. Video of a girl in a bikini washing the inside of your iPhone screen. Girls in bikinis, quick, close the beaches! Hey Fox, if you really have a problem with naughty sex, go after the Catholic Church. We'll be back with your exclusive pastcast weather and the final news roundup right after this.
Would you like a sucker chip?
No! I'll throw it up!
It doesn't have any gems on it. It's individually wrapped. You just lit it a little bit.
And now, here's your exclusive pastcast weather for the week ending Friday, April 30th, 2010.
In Texas and Oklahoma, there was sun followed by warm showers with scattered forgiveness of thieves by God, hopefully. The High Plains saw rain and snow to the north and sunny warm conditions to the south. The Intermountain region is still seeing snow and rain.
And that's your exclusive pastcast weather. Rick Perry. If you're in the habit of walking around in public with your head wrapped in toilet paper and you didn't knock over Cabredlo's convenience store in Lincoln, Nebraska at knife point last Saturday, you might want to rethink your headgear, at least until the real perpetrator is caught. Of course, the bathroom tissue head wrap motif has so many untoward side effects, it's almost not worth the trouble unless you're knocking over a convenience store. And finally, and I do mean finally, we all saw this coming, didn't we? The bulk of the U.S. press is so terrified about letting slip the tiniest bit of obscenity that even when a word like shitty is part of the congressional record and part of the evidence in a huge investigation, the press is too chicken shit to print or say the word, and that's a shitty deal. Well, that's all for this edition of News Undies. Remember, News Undies is a weekly show, and we'll be back on Friday, May 7th with fresh undies. If you see news that shouldn't be news, email your story tips to undies@newsundies.com. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm Paul Torville. After that, I might be camping out on Mount Ararat. No, not at all. Hey! Good in quotes, or inverted commas, as they say in England. Please remember, if... For years, the board voted 3-3 Nantucket Sound off Massachusetts coast. From the top. He said, wow. Ha! Guess that's it.